What's up guys, my name is BoostStreams and welcome back to another Arknights DPS Showdown. This is the video that you guys have been asking for since I started this series. Today we'll be putting Chen the Holungday, Chen Alter, Chalter, or whatever you want to call her, to the test. I'll simply be referring to her as Chen in this video. How does she compare against the former most broken operator in the game, the king of physical damage, Silverash? Keep watching to find out. As always, if you enjoyed these videos, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Last video I asked for 300 likes and was horribly embarrassed, so let's try again for 300 likes this video. Also, we're trying to hit 2k subscribers by the end of July, so you know what to do. Alright, let's introduce the contestants. First up we have Chen the Holungday, who is generally considered the most broken operator in the entire game. Her release was met with controversy surrounding her quote-unquote ugly art, as well as the fact that such a broken operator was limited. Nevertheless, we find her widely used everywhere in the game. Chen's first talent gives her a 20% chance to not consume ammo for a shot, and her second talent increases her attack speed by 8. Her skill 3 expands her attack range, gives her 100% attack and attacks deal damage twice. Instead of dealing 150% damage to enemies in the row directly in front of her, she deals 150% damage to all the enemies in her range. Sticky Liquid slows down enemies 45% and decreases their defense by 220. Chen the Holungday is at 96% boost potential. In early game, Silverash was considered the most broken operator and the daddy meant to continue the bloodline.
Sexy men that are so overpowered you want to go to a furry convention just to impress them? They got that!
Sorry, I'm really cringe. Silverash's first talent increases his attack by 10%, decreases all allies' redeployment time by 10%, and his second talent reveals all invisible enemies within range. His skill 3 decreases his own defense 70%, increases his attack 200%, expands his range, and attacks up to 6 targets. His attacks are regarded as melee attacks, so they do the max damage, versus ranged attacks which only do 80%. Silverash is at 94% boost potential, so 2% lower than Chen, something to keep in mind. Our first enemy is Patriot. Let's take a look at Chen first. Even though Chen deals physical damage, due to her skill 3's defense debuff, she is a perfect choice in this situation. Although she is unable to kill Patriot, she manages to deal 27,160 damage to him, or 57% of his HP on her own. This is because her multipliers from her skill and talent grant her a 200% and 150% increase in attack, which stack multiplicatively, and every shot of her skill hits twice. Her second talent allows her to hit a whole 20 shots to Patriot. This test shows that she truly deserves her position as the most broken operator in the game. Next up was Silverash. Silverash was at a huge disadvantage right out of the gate. His buffs are additive rather than multiplicative, so his final attack ends up being lower than Chen. In addition, he does not have the ability to lower Patriot's defense, so in the end he is only able to deal 4,656 damage to Patriot, or 10% of his HP. But what happens if we try to even the competition and give him a little help? Let's see what he can do with Pramanix. Thanks to Pramanix's defense debuffs and fragile buff, Silverash was able to deal 32,472 damage with his skill 3, or 72% of Patriot's HP. Every king needs his servants, and through the power of the bloodline, can we still consider Silverash the physical damage king? Next up we have Frostnova from 4-10. Let's take a look at Chen. She poured some very sticky liquid all over Frostnova, killing her first life in a mere 4.46 seconds. In fact, because her skill 3 does not expire with time, but rather with the amount of ammo she shoots, she's able to kill Frostnova's second life as well. This truly makes her the best choice in this situation. Silverash, on the other hand, has a skill that runs out based on time. Although Silverash is able to take care of her first life in a short 10.17 seconds, his skill expires shortly after Frostnova performs a long cinematic revival. As such, it is clear that while Silverash can still deal massive damage and quickly assassinate one life of Frostnova, Chen the Holungday is still the better choice. Now let's take a look at what these skills are really meant for. AoE. What better stage to test AoE than H7-1? Let's examine Chen. A quick note that I used Suzerain here for crowd control to group the first wave together, but she also adds the fragile effect for a short amount of time at the beginning of Chen and Silverash's skill, leading them to do more damage. Once again, thanks to Chen's insane multipliers, she was able to clear out this wave of enemies in a short 5.35 seconds. I don't think we'd expect any less. Fortunately for Silverash, we're not up against super high defense enemies like Patriot. Thus, Silverash is able to shine once again, slashing through this wave in a quick 6.43 seconds. Although it wasn't quite as quick as Chen, it certainly reminds us why Silverash was once considered so overpowered. One downside to Silverash here, by the way, is that his skill only hits 6 enemies, while Chen's skill is able to hit all enemies at once, which is most likely why his time was a tiny bit slower. Do you think there was a clear winner here? Let me know in the comments, because I sure don't. Let's take a look at stage 6-5. First up is Chen. We fought a wave with 3 possessed heavy defenders with a respectable 800 defense, and 1 enraged possessed leader with 200 defense. Thanks to Chen's defense debuff, she had an advantage off the bat against the heavy defenders, clearing this wave in a speedy 2.53 seconds. In addition, because her sticky liquid slows down the opponent's movement speed, and the enraged possessed soldiers are speedy boys, this makes her a great choice for ensuring that Liskarm survives by taking care of the soldiers before they reach her. Overall, this clip makes it clear that Chen is most likely the best operator to use to DPS 6-5. Next up is Silverash. He had slightly more trouble with the possessed heavy defenders due to their defense, eliminating the wave in 6.31 seconds. When I say trouble, I mean compared to Chen, but in reality, Silverash is slashing through heavy defenders with physical damage alone, a very impressive feat. Even though his time does not stack up to Chen, it is still clear that Silverash is more than competent to use against the waves of enemies on this map. Lastly is the daily CC map East Armory, with enemies plus 20% HP and drones another plus 60% HP. Finally, we found a map where Chen is not the better choice. Because of the risks I chose, Chen is not able to kill the drones in the final wave before they slip through her range. In addition, her sticky liquid only affects the movement of the ground enemies, and she only applies her minus 220 defense debuff while enemies are in her sticky liquid. As a result, drones are able to fly right by her and leak. Although I still cleared the map with these leaks, on no leak risks, Chen is clearly not the right choice to take care of the last wave of drones. And now we have Silverash. Silverash has traditionally been the star of East Armory, and for good reason. He slashes through the waves of drones even on the highest risks possible. The biggest reason he is able to top Chen in this case and kill all of the drones is because of his range, which extends to his sides rather than only in front of him. As such, he is able to get in enough slashes on each drone to knock them out of flight, resulting in no leaks. Finally, we have our insane crazy full buff debuff showcase versus Patriot. Who do you think won? Leave a comment below. I don't think it would be a stretch to say that, in most situations, Chen the Holungday comes out on top, but let me know if you have a different opinion. As always, thanks for watching and see you next time. Peace.